The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Welcome to the Estevan City Council meeting for January 13th, 2025. I guess we'll start with the mayor's address. So good evening, everyone. Before we move into our first year of our mandate, let's reflect on the incredible year of 2024 and what a year it actually was. The year started with approval of a new play structure for Churchill Park and new boards for the Power Dodge Arena. The government made it official that Estevan will receive an MRI machine. Thank you to Elaine Wacom for her courage and the donation on behalf of the Wacom family. A new community safety and well-being group was born. Deputy Police Chief Murray Cowan announced his retirement and was replaced with Inspector Warren Markle. The McLeod series of basketball saw the senior boys and girls teams triumph over Weyburn. We like to hear that. The Kinsman and Kinnett's 48th Telemiracle raised $6.1 million for Saskatchewan residents. The Estevan Farmers Appreciation Night celebrated Family View Farms as their Farm Family of the Year. The Estevan Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Jackie Wall stepped down and was replaced with Marissa Scarlett. The Orpheum Theatre celebrated its 110th birthday. SaskPower Carbon Capture Facility recorded its best ever 3-month span of 240,000 tons of CO2. The funding for the Downtown Revitalization Project was approved. The project was a focal point throughout the construction season. The Estevan Bruins welcomed Chris Chelios and Mike Commodore to their sportsman dinner. The Rotary Club of Estevan celebrated their 100th anniversary. The Empress steam engine number 2816 passed through Estevan on its final voyage. The Southeast Women of Distinction Awards hosted a gala awarding their extraordinary nominees. Envision Counseling celebrated their 30th anniversary. The Estevan Chamber of Commerce celebrated their 120th anniversary, and at the banquet, Premier Scott Moe revealed that Estevan as the site of Saskatchewan's small modular reactors. The Premier actually visited Estevan 3 times in 2024. Judge Mitch Miller was appointed to the bench, replacing Judge Michelle Brass. Craig Bird, with his wife Tina, accompanied World War II veteran Jim Spence to the beaches of Normandy for an 80th anniversary ceremony. Police Chief Rich Lowen resigned and was replaced with Chief Jamie Blunden. The Energy City X was bigger and better than ever. The Estevan Comprehensive School celebrated the graduation of over 170 students. The Rotary Lobster Fest packed Affinity Place. The Knights of Columbus River Jam concert at Hidden Valley was born. Member of Parliament Robert Kitchen announced he would not seek re-election. He has represented our federal seat since 2015. Estevan Softball and Estevan Baseball hosted provincial tournaments, and the U18 Brewers won their provincial title and also the Western Canadian title. JS Truckmart keeps winning awards. They won Business of the Year and also an award for growth and expansion for Saskatchewan. The Downtown Business Association held their street dance in the Affinity Place parking lot. The Southeast Tech Hub continues to bring attention to our city. Congratulations on hosting the ICE Rural Innovation Conference, which brought many innovators to our fine city. There was a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Estevan Regional Nursing Home. The United Way held their 48th telethon and set a new record, raising over $380,000. Can anybody confirm that that actually stays in our city?
The United Way dollars, yes. Every dollar raised in Estevan stays in Estevan. For the member agencies, I believe currently we have 14 member agencies.
That's what I like to hear. The 35th Estevan Model Engineering Show was held. This show is the oldest of its kind in North America. Cecilia McCaskill, who skates under the name Fireball, represented Estevan and Team Canada in the World Cup of Roller Derby. The Co-op Trail of Terror drew over 3,000 people to Woodlawn Park. It was a year that involved a petition requesting referendum and a plebiscite for a third arena. It was an election year where Minister Laurie Carr was re-elected for a third term. Donald Trump is the president-elect down south. And here is your Estevan City Council for the next 4 years. The Estevan Market Mall celebrated its 50th birthday. The Legion seen good attendance for the Remembrance Day service. The Festival of Trees was a huge success. Thank you to the St. Joe's Hospital Foundation for all they do. There were too many Christmas events and too many Christmas charities to name, but the holiday spirit was alive and well in our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone in our community that volunteers their time. In closing, everything I just mentioned is only the tip of the iceberg for what happens in our community. So, bye-bye 2024 and hello 2025. Would anybody like to add anything I may have missed at the top of their head? Sounds good. Do we need a motion to accept that? We do not. On with the meeting. We need a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Councillor Elliott, Councillor Veroba, all in favor? Carried. We need to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting held December 9th. Well, that was the last time we met. Councillor Johnson, motion, seconded by Councillor Mouse. All in favor? Carried. Original communications, delegations, and petitions. Ministry of Highway notice of support for speed increases. Sorry, I just have to get caught up here a little bit. Oh, one more. Here we go. Here we go. So safety is top priority for the Ministry of Highways and something we keep in mind every day: design, build, and maintain highways for the people of Saskatchewan. In response to the letter sent by Estevan City Council and the RM of Estevan, the ministry has reviewed the speeds on Provincial Highway 47 north of Estevan and Provincial Highway 39 and east and west of Estevan. Radar speed studies and a review of the roadway geometrics were completed in these corridors and to assess the need for speed zone adjustments. The assessment indicated requested speeds or support of the two identified locations. So Provincial Highway number 47, a speed increase from 60 kilometers an hour to 70 kilometers an hour is warranted. And also on the west side of the city, a speed increase from 80 kilometers to 90 kilometers is warranted. The one east of the city was denied. So the ministry will arrange for the implementation of the new posted speed limits. Any questions or concerns or comments, please contact us. Do we have a motion to accept these speed increases? Councillor Johnson?
I'll make that motion.
Seconded by Councillor Waleser. No comments, discussion? All in favor? Carried. Up next, we have the RM of Estevan committee appointments. This is where they're just sharing who we'll be dealing with on the RM and city liaison committees, airport liaison committees, municipal goal transition, and emergency measures. Do we have a motion to accept this report? Councillor Mouse, seconded by Councillor Dubowski. Any comments, questions? All in favor? Carried. Up next, we have a report from the Estevan Community Wellness Plan 2024. Councillor Veroba.
Thank you, Worship. I'd like to make a motion to table this report This report came out, basically, we started working on it in 2023. We finished it in 2024, and it was a project that came out with the Ministry of Policing and Public Corrections, Policing, Public Safety, Community Safety and Wellbeing branch. And we worked with over 20 agencies to create this document. It's a very important document. I really encourage everyone to read it, but I would actually like not to present it to council. It was put in here for information purposes because the committee would like to, in the next item on the agenda, ask that you purchase a table for our dinner that's coming up on January 20th. However, this report, I think, needs to be presented by our entire committee if possible at our next meeting. So I'd just like to make that motion to table this report.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Mouse, discussion, comments?
I just have one question to Councillor Veroba. So it is a very good document. We all read it, and it's going to be put out to the public, though, so they have a chance to read it also?
Yeah, that's actually, now that it's in our report, if anybody wants to take a minute to go back and read it. But I just felt that because there was so much work put into it from our 20 agencies and from this document was spurred our actual committee that is putting on this Courage and Community Dinner, which is our Estevan Community Wellness Committee. And so I just felt like it would be nice to have the committee here so that we can stand behind this document. And we were one of 4 communities that were picked to do this pilot project. And a lot of people in that room out of the 20 agencies felt that a lot of these reports get funded and then they get shelved. And we kind of committed that we would not kind of, we did, we committed that we were going to stand behind this report and move forward with a community safety and wellness plan. And so that's why I just feel like to do this report justice, I would like to have our whole entire committee here that can attend and present this to council and maybe even have the council or the city implemented as part of their strat plan moving forward, because there's a lot of great initiatives, great information that's like in this report, but that also has come out of it since then. So we have a hardworking group of about 10 of us that meet once a month, and this is where the community games night, that kind of thing, different initiatives, we're looking at a few different things. And so on January 20th, which will be our next thing on the agenda, is our Courage and Community Dinner coming out of it too.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's all my questions.
Okay. We had a motion for table. We had a seconder. All in favor? Carried. So this will be tabled to the next meeting. Okay. Up next, the same committee. Well, no, that's a wellness plan. Community Courage and Community Dinner request for support. Do we have a motion from Councillor Veroba?
I would actually like to make the motion that we do support this. Normally, if I was asking for something, say for Creighton Lodge or a board that I'm on, that I participate outside of council, I would call a conflict, but I'm actually representing council on this board. So I would like to make the motion that we do support this dinner. So right now, we currently have approximately 260 tickets sold. 300 would put us at a sold-out event. So we're very, very close. And yeah, I think it's going to be really good to highlight mental wellness. And we're having it on Blue Monday, which is the 3rd Monday of January. And that's why it's being hosted on January 20th. It's known as the saddest day of the year. So we thought we would give people something to do on that Monday. And what a better day to highlight mental wellness.
Okay, excellent. Do we know the sponsorship level we would like to?
All we're asking is the $300 table purchase.
Okay.
And the options are either fill it with people or donate it back, and we will find people who cannot afford to attend the dinner to attend the dinner.
Okay.
So the price is $300. We kept it, and that's for 8 people. So we kept it very low because our goal was to bring people in to hear the speaker, Brad Sorosky, and to basically just have a better concept of the services that are also offered in our community to support those people that are struggling with mental wellness and other issues.
Excellent. Do we have a seconder for that motion? Councillor Elliott. Any more discussion, questions? All in favor? We have a table. Up next, response on the usage of Estevan's patrons in area arenas. Sorry. We have the Mydale Harry O Memorial and the Bean Fate Memorial Arena. So we have a few reports showing both of these as what the Estevan Minor Hockey uses, and then even some recreational hockey and stuff like that. Do we have a motion to accept these? Councillor Johnson.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Dubowski, any comments, questions? Councillor Johnson, I do believe you requested this.
Actually, yes, I did. Mayor Cernick, I asked for this information. Reason being is because of the activity that we do have placed on, with Bean Fate rink, and they did come here looking for support. I wasn't aware totally of what was going on in Mydale Hockey Arena until I got this report. So at those two, I'm going to say, responses that we did receive here, it obviously appears that there's an outstanding number of young hockey players and seniors that may be playing hockey, attending these two areas, and that's good. It's just, gives us information to help us maybe further understand and place that burden on us for this, future planning around a hockey rink maybe down the road. And also, if there's anything that comes back to us, from a request from one of these groups, then we can also look at this information and hopefully help that to make us a clear decision on helping them out if there's a need. Thank you very much.
Excellent. No other questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Up next is the GFL CART report for November 2024. I didn't see nothing stick out on these. Do we have a motion to accept the GFL report? Councillor Mouse, and seconded by Councillor Dubowski. Any comments, questions? All in favor? Carried. FCM membership invoice for 2025-2026. Up first, do we have a motion to accept this invoice? Councillor Walliser, seconded by Councillor Veroba. Questions, comments? Councillor Mouse.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a question. Has this been paid, or are we just accepting the invoice now? Has this already been paid now, or how is this working?
No, we accept it, approve it, and then it gets paid.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Everybody else is good? Councillor Veroba.
Just wanted to make sure that everyone on council is aware of what FCM does, and to make sure that, I know my first year on council, I was unaware of what FCM does, but it's our federal conference, and they, just when we go there, a lot of them are advocating for us as a city, municipality, and they have groups that go out and look out for different things that we can also find out that other municipalities are doing. There's classes when you go there, there's sessions, there's in-services, and there's a lot of good information out there. So it's, I had no clue what FCM was. I've gone to a couple of them. Each year we've been sending 3 councillors and the mayor, so 4 people go, and yeah, it's just a very interesting, it's a jam-packed 3 days. Sometimes it's 3 to 4 days in-service convention, and yeah, it's a lot of information. So if anyone is planning to participate, I'm not sure where it's being held this year, Ottawa, it's definitely worth making sure that you get in on the sessions ahead of time, because they do book up fast. So.
Excellent. We need a vote, right? All in favor? Carried. Up next is FCM again. This one's a little different. Assuma Travel Fund. That's a travel fund invoice. Can anybody explain this? City manager, do you know? Oh, Councillor Veroba.
Thank you. So what this is there's a lot of smaller municipalities out there that can't afford to send delegates to the convention, and so by donating or paying this invoice, you are donating to ensure that some of them can send a delegate or two. It is good to have information from also the smaller villages and towns and things like that. Councillor Rowley's was telling me I'm a little bit off, but from what I was understanding was that this was to make sure that people from smaller centers could also attend. No. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me.
Councillor Walliser.
This is specifically looking at the board of director positions within the Prairie provinces. So making sure that although the city of Saskatoon and the city of Regina have secured seats on the board of directors, that there's enough funding if somebody from a smaller rural community does decide to put their name forward and join that executive level of the board, that their cost of travel would be offset because the size of the municipality wouldn't be able to support them in that position. So separate from convention, just looking at enabling a smaller town to have somebody at that national board level seat.
I like the first one better.
Yeah, me too. Because when I read this, it says contribution towards a travel fund that supports the participation of elected officials, which I thought was us, from small communities and FCM's National Board of Directors. So I didn't include that last portion that says National Board of Directors. So that actually changes my view on that a little bit as well, and yet I do see the benefit of having somebody from a smaller community because some of these spots are hard to fill. But I would be interested to, have we paid it in the past?
I think so.
We haven't?
I believe this was rejected in the previous term.
Yeah, I feel like I would reject it in this term.
To my next question, do we have a motion to accept this?
Motion for anything. Yeah.
I will make a motion that we do not pay this optional portion.
Do we have a
I
second?
liked my first one better.
I can second that.
Johnson? Okay.
Yep.
Discussion's probably good? We're good? All in favor? Denied.
All in favor?
Oh, sorry.
Is it everybody?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, no, so council. Oh, he's in. He's in.
The motion was to not pay.
Correct. So motion accepted, but payment denied. All right, up next, we have the Southeast Transportation Planning Committee. They're looking for money as well, 726 bones. Councillor Johnson?
I'll make the motion that we pay this fee.
Okay.
That will give me a seat at the table to discuss any issues that we might have regarding highways in the southeast of Saskatchewan. And I'm on this board, by the way, so.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have a seconder? Councillor Releaser. Any more discussion on this one? Councillor Releaser?
Councillor Clark sat on this board last term and often returned to the community and reminded us of the value of having local leaders able to advocate for road repairs. The road to Raj Percy is just one of the recent projects that were awarded through the advocacy efforts of this group.
Excellent. Did we motion to accept? Did we do that already? No. All right, we're in. Okay.
And all in favor?
Oh, sorry, all in favor? Everyone, carried. Up next, we have, what's it actually? Oh, an application for naming of Churchill Park to honor Mayor Roy Ludwig. Name of nominee, Roy Ludwig, resided in the city of Estevan forever. Specific detailed information. After 30 years of dedicated service, I would like to propose that Mayor Roy Ludwig be honored with naming rights for a prominent property in the city of Estevan in recognition of his historic contributions to our community. I recommend that Churchill Park be renamed Roy Ludwig Churchill Park. This park, having recently undergone redesign completed in his final year as mayor, serves as a fitting tribute. The naming aligns with the establishment conventions on other parks such as Dennis Moore, Centennial Park, and Mel Murray Cactus Park. Time period 1991 till 2024. Do we have a motion to accept this? Councillor Johnson?
I'll make that motion to accept this document.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Baroba?
I'll second it, but also I just wanted to mention that I noticed previous Councillor Frank had put this application in. I was unaware that he had done it alone, but I'm happy that he did because I had 3 previous city councillors, Dennis Moore, Trevor Nibbs, and Greg Hoffer, that had also reached out and inquired about different ways to honor the previous mayor, Roy Ludwig. And so, again, I think that this would be an appropriate spot to put Roy Ludwig's name on a park, considering we also have Dennis Moore on the Centennial Park, and it did complete in his last term, so.
Thank you for that. All in favor? Carried.
Point of order. Are we having a vote on this? We need to have our hands up, that's all. I just want to make sure that if we're voting on something, that we all vote for. Okay, point of order, that's all. Sometimes I don't see the hands going up by the councillors on the side of the room, so.
Because I'm guessing...
I have...
Are you going to check?
Oh, I don't object to it per se. I have issues with the city policy on naming of parks. It said right in the application, historic contribution. If it was, we were going to name it United Way Centennial Park, you talk about an historical contribution, I would see that as being many times greater. And you can go through all the different groups. You've got from United Way, which I think is about 50 years, all the way through to the Knights of Columbus, which in this city predate the miners' strike, and they're all basically told, yeah. So I just have an issue with the policy, that's all.
Okay. So we had, all in favor? Let's just go again, so we got, okay. Opposed? Councillor Elliott? Oh, okay. You were opposed? Sorry, I didn't see.
Me?
No, sorry, Councillor Dubowski.
Oh.
Sorry, folks. Look.
I don't really have an opinion for or against it.
Okay. So you...
If we're in the room here. You have to vote. Help me out, Mayor Cernick. If we're all in the room here, and if you're bringing up vote, we must look at this piece of information, and if it's accepted, we all need to vote on it. We can't abstain from a vote. We can't be confused about which way we're going to vote. We either have to vote for it, or we're not in favor of it, and we're opposing it. Isn't that black and white, or am I wrong totally with my...
You can abstain a vote.
In open?
Yes.
And not put your hand up?
No, you need to...
Declare it.
Declare that you're abstaining the vote, correct. So we have opposed, and we're waiting for Councillor Dubowski. Are you abstaining? Or
I guess I'll abstain, I guess.
Councillor Dubowski abstains. But we do have enough votes for the motion to carry. On to the next. Written reports of Committee Humane Society minutes, December 2024. We have a motion to accept the Humane Society. Councillor Walliser, seconded by Councillor Dubowski. Any questions, comments? Oh, Councillor Walliser.
What I think is quite evident from the minutes is the volume of animals that are being cared for by the Estevan Humane Society and their volunteers. You can see month after month reflected in the minutes that not only are they at capacity in the building, but they are relying on community members to foster animals to further reduce the number of animals running at large in the community. One of the initiatives that they have been working on for the past few years is their TNR Trap Neuter Release program. And by sterilizing these community cats that are living at large, it doesn't eliminate the problem, but it does reduce the problem from exponentially increasing moving forward. So anyone that does have questions about the funding that the Humane Society receives and why they receive it, I would encourage them to reach out, and I'm happy to answer those questions.
Excellent. Councillor Johnson?
Mayor Cernick, I just have an observation, and it has to deal with one of the mentions in this set of notes from the Estevan Humane Society. It has to deal with the RM of Estevan kennel agreement, and they're looking at outside of the city of Estevan, the Estevan Humane Society is looking at setting up agreements with different RMs on how they're going to either try to look after maybe some dogs, cats for these RMs, because they're looking at the RMs of Maccoon, Torquay that they mention here, Oxbow, Lampman, Carlisle, Maccoon, Frobisher, and Estevan. I'm just wondering, I'd like to have a look at those agreements. Are they going to be all approved with the Estevan Humane Society, or are we going to have a chance to look at them? I mean, that facility, I don't think has the capacity, because we're running at full, to handle much more than it can take in right now at the present time. So caution the Estevan Humane Society and their group. They do a wonderful job in the city of Estevan, and I know they're reaching out or they're being approached. But that's a lot of, that's a big task that they're taking on there. I'm just going to mention that, okay?
Okay, hold that thought for a second. Let's get a vote on just the report, accepting the report. All in favor of the report? Carried. Sounded like you have a motion, Councillor Johnson.
Yeah, I would like to make the motion that we get some feedback from the Estevan Humane Society with the agreements that are being set up with the RM on what they're looking at here and how they propose to handle the extra dogs or cats or gosh knows whatever that might be, approached to have them take on and look after at that facility, if they could share that with us. And what would be the fees, what would be the rates that they would have to charge them? Because that would be also something.
Yeah, many questions, but the motion is just to get more information out of this with the RMs.
By all means, please, thanks.
Do we have a seconder to that motion? Councillor Mouse? Yes. Any more discussion or questions on the motion? Councillor Veroba?
Councillor Walliser, you were the most recent member and still are on the Humane Society. Is this something that they already have in place? I believe they've already had these agreements.
Thank you, Councillor Veroba, for the question. At this time, I am not confident what was decided. I know from an advocacy perspective as well as an animal safety perspective, they are engaged across Southeast Saskatchewan in moving animals, whether it's to fosters or to receive veterinary care, working with communities that don't have services that we do to see if there's an interest in our own community and we can facilitate that process with them. So I think it's best to proceed as the motion indicates and receive a written response, because even if the agreements don't exist, their advocacy efforts certainly cover Southeast Saskatchewan.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, we have a seconder. Any more questions, comments? All in favor? Thank you. Everyone, carried. Up next, executive reports, Water Services Manager, Water Quality Report for December 2024. Do we have a motion to accept this report? Councillor Dubowski, seconded by Councillor Mouse. Any questions or discussion on this? All in favor? Everyone, carried. Up next, building permit report for December 2024. Do we have a motion to accept this? Councillor Dubowski, second by Councillor Veroba. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Everyone? Matt, or Councillor Dubowski, sorry. Did you have your hand up?
Over in favor.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just didn't see it. Up next, introduction of bylaws, nothing. Public hearings and reports, nothing. Giving notice. first annual Estevan Chili Challenge cook-off. It will be at St. Peter's Lutheran Church on Sunday, February 23rd, 2025, from 4 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. $10 per person to get in. All you can eat, chili, fixins, and a beverage. Takeout also available. They're going after prizes awarded for the best chili. All proceeds go to St. Peter's Church. And do we have a motion to accept this chili? Oh, it's just a notice. Do we have anybody that's going to go make chili? I wish I could make it. I am away that day, or else I would be there making chili. No chili makers in the crowd? Awesome. Okay. Up next, consideration of bylaw 2024-2087, a bylaw to provide for charging a fee for services provided by the City of Estevan. We need second and third readings tonight. Do we have a motion for second reading? Councillor Leeser, seconded by Councillor Elliott. And now we can have questions or discussion. Councillor Leeser.
As this was sent to the community for feedback following our last meeting, was any feedback received from the community or the user groups?
Your worship, to Councillor Walliser. No, nothing.
Thank you.
Councillor Johnson.
Mayor Cernick to City Clerk. How was this rate fee increase advertised? How do we typically advertise it? Was it on our website? Was it at Leisure Services? What's the method of advertising?
So this was in the newspaper before it closed, so it met all legislative requirements.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is that a second too, Councillor Johnson?
No, Elliot's second.
Oh, sorry.
Just need to call the vote.
All in favor? Carried, everybody. And now for third reading, do we have a motion for third reading? Councillor Veroba, seconded by Councillor Johnson. Questions or comments? All in favor? Everyone carried. Whoa, we're at inquiries already? Inquiries, Councillor Veroba.
Thank you, Worship. So Tuesday, January 14th at 7 p.m., we have our Community Wellness Committee is putting on, it's our third, it was actually going to be our fourth one, but our third one got canceled due to weather. So we're doing it at the Estevan Comprehensive School in the library, I believe the back door number 7, or you can do the steps up the front if you want cardio. But I encourage everyone to come. Don't just like listen to me and think, well, it's a good idea. Come to the library, check it out. And there's going to be lots of different board games, but you can also bring your own. It's just encouraging people to get out, enjoy your community members, meet people in the community. And the first two that we had were pretty successful. The other thing I had, the traffic board inquiry I had from somebody that was questioning the safety of the crosswalk on 14th Avenue and 4th Street intersection. There's been quite a few accidents there, and one of them was her grandson. So I did bring this to the traffic board already. They are going to investigate it and bring it up into their next meeting, so you will be hearing about it, but I just wanted to let you know that I had put that in. And also there was some concern about GFL, again, when carts are missed and how do they get a hold of GFL. So my response back was that we just, phone in, leave a message. I did watch, the cart was picked up the following day, which is good. But there's also been, again, some concerns about missed days, et cetera, and the communication with people when that happens. So if we could just keep that on our radar with GFL to make sure that we're doing, giving our citizens value and good customer service. I think it's a good thing, especially when it's people's garbage, and sometimes if people get missed, it overflows, and then it also creates a problem on the street. So that is all my inquiries tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Mouse.
No, I just, yeah, thank you, Your Worship. Could you repeat the date that you said? Is that tomorrow?
That is tomorrow.
Oh, there
Tuesday.
you go. There you go. Thank you.
Councillor Elliott. Any inquiries tonight? No. Trudy? Nothing tonight. Josh, nothing tonight. Councillor Dabowski.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. I had one about Councillor Mouse had asked, I believe the last council meeting, about the piano for repairs on that. I'm still a bit cloudy on that topic currently, but there is a Arts Council meeting on Wednesday, which I'll be attending, and I'm hoping to get clarification on that day. And I'll come back to the next meeting with more information on that.
Sounds good. Councillor Johnson.
Just an inquiry with the parking that I see on 4th Street on these 3 blocks that are being revamped. I noticed that there's some angle parking available, and there's parallel parking also available in some areas. What was the reason for doing the parallel parking, especially when you're taking and going around the corner there by the Orpheum Theatre, and then all of a sudden you see parallel parking? Is it because reasons?
Yep. Sorry.
Thank you, Your Worship, to Councillor Johnson. So Associated Engineering has their traffic unit, and it's actually with that amount of traffic turning north and south on 13th to be turning west, if you had angled parking backing up into near the intersection, it's actually in breach of what their traffic people recommended. So that was kind of the reasoning, that there be 3 areas of traffic coming in through the west and people backing up into the parking spot. So that's why they put parallel parking on that south side.
So is that the only location on those 3 blocks where we're going to see parallel parking, or is there other spots also?
Councillor Johnson, I believe there's parallel parking on here in front of City Hall on the 4th Street side.
Okay. I had that inquiry come to me, and so I thought I'd address it.
And also, just to add to that, Councillor Johnson, we did get a request to put parallel parking signs up on those locations so that people wouldn't confuse them, especially with the snow in the area. That parallel is clearly identified compared to the angled parking. So that will be going up as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And don't tell anybody, because it's a huge secret, but that's where the food trucks will park as well. So, thank you for your inquiries. Councillor Waleser.
Nothing tonight, Your Worship.
Nothing tonight. City Manager?
Nothing to add, Your Worship.
City Clerk? No. Nothing. And just myself, obviously you'll see the Estevan Mercury's nameplate in front of me here. We had sad news that the Mercury will no longer be, so there's so many things I could say, but in situations like this, I always have a little saying. I don't know wherever I heard it from, but it's something I've carried with me. And it's basically simple as, don't cry because it's over, but smile because you were there. Do I have a motion to move into committee? Councillor Baroba, Councillor Mouse, seconded by. All in favor? Carried. We're not adjourned yet, though, are we? We're going into committee, so thank you for coming tonight. Thank you.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today